Hello, people. Oh my god. It's March. Happy March. It's time to go over the books that I read in February because everybody cares about that. I'm sorry. I have to talk a little quietly. I'm gonna try not to, but my mom's sleeping downstairs and I don't want to wake her up. But I'll try to be fine. I have some coffee here, and I have a little notepad of all the books that I read in February. I read 9 books. Oh my god. Last month, January, not last month. January I read 5. February I read 9, so we're moving up in the world. And I have a little stack, but some of them I did read on Libby. But yeah, I'll hold it this way for you. These are all the books that I read in February. Well, not all of them, the ones that I own. Good. Let's start from the top of my little list here. First book that I finished was The Sea of Monsters by Percy Jackson. I'm slowly but surely making my way through the series. Yeah, really good. It was pretty short. I finished it in like 2 days. But yeah, very good book. I don't know. Just throw it on the floor. I don't know. Second book I read was, oh my god, this Bright Lights, Big City by Jay McCurney. Oh my god, you can see I annotated it a little bit. I did it kind of stupidly, but whatever. I want to tell you this book. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite books ever. You need to read it. I mean, it's written in the second POV. It's basically about this guy that's dealing with loss and grief through a drug addiction and unemployment. I don't know how to describe it, but it's so good. Oh my gosh. It takes place in Manhattan in the 80s. So, you know that you know what to expect, you know what I mean? Genuinely so good. It's written in the second POV, which I absolutely love. I love reading things in the second POV. I need to read more books from the second POV because this was crazy. I want any more. And then I'm not gonna go through the numbers, okay? I read The Great Gatsby, which I have never read this book before. Well, before this. I didn't have to read it for school. I know a lot of people did, and I know a lot of people hate it because they had to read it in school. I really loved it. As you can see, I annotated it a little bit more neatly. I really loved it. I thought it was really, really good. I will say that when I was reading it, I did break the spine. You can see I broke the spine. So, you know, it's but it's okay. It was already secondhand, and it's already been through hell. It's got like some stains on it and stuff. It's okay, you know what? It's loved. Genuinely one of my favorite books. You know, I read a lot of good books this month. I just really love reading about like the 1920s. For some reason, that time period is just so interesting to me, and so this was definitely really fun. And I did try to read Tender as the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I couldn't get through that one, so we're not going to talk about that. Okay, we're just going to leave it alone. And then, okay, take a guess what this one is. This is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that right there? I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Okay, it's right there. Wuthering Heights, right there. Yeah. I annotated a little bit. I didn't find that much to annotate here. I didn't really, this book, oh my god. I have not seen the movie that just came out. I'm not going to see the movie because I just don't like the clips that I've seen. I've seen a few clips and I'm like, what are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? I don't like that they got Jacob Elordi. Is that his name? I don't know. For Heathcliff. I don't think that's right. That's not my truth. That's not my Heathcliff, okay? But this was a good book. I read it in about 5 days. which this book, this is definitely an older copy. I don't think it has a date. Yeah, it doesn't have a date anywhere, I think. No, I mean, yeah, there's the title right there. But this one has 290 pages. This specific copy. I think the Penguin Classic has like 300-ish. So it definitely took it. This went by a little quicker because it just has less pages. I really liked it. I don't think that this book should be considered a romance. I don't agree. I don't agree. It's a horror story because this is terrifying to think about, like, actually going through this in your life. If I was Kathy, I would have killed myself way long ago. I'll be real. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's not a romance. We need to leave it alone. We need to not put this in the romance section, and we need to not talk about this like a romance because I'm terrified for you. Because this is just not. This is not something you should want to live in. Like, this is not ideal. Oh my, I'm sorry about the sun. Okay, okay, let me try to fix this. Okay, I don't know if that's any better. I'm sorry, I can't control the sun. It's 8 in the morning, bro. The sun is out, okay? The last book that I read that I have the physical book of is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I could talk about this book forever, I think. I finished this book in 2 days. Of course, it's not a long book, so that's not really saying much, I guess. But this is actually, I don't think this book is fiction anymore. Like, when I was reading it, I was just noticing so many parallels to, like, the current, like, the world right now. Like, this is crazy. I haven't read this book before. How? I don't know. Don't even ask me how. But this is actually crazy. I really wish that I really want to own this book. Like, I really want to find a copy for myself because I want to annotate it so bad. It's a library book, as you can see here, a little sticker. Library. But I really want to find a copy for myself because this was so good. I think people need to read it if you haven't. I mean, obviously, it's like, I'm trying to read more dystopian books this year. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a little stack of books on my nightstand here, and the one at the very top is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Little sneak peek for you. I'm like 3 chapters in, but it's so good already. I'm excited, but that's not what I'm talking about. Fahrenheit 451, it's so good. It's just, it's scary because it's so, like, similar. Like, there are so many parallels to, like, our world right now that I noticed. Especially with, like, the technology, like the seashell radios and the parlor walls. I'm suspicious. I don't know what to say. I'm suspicious. This is, yeah, at this point, this needs to be moved in the nonfiction shelves. Okay, but anyways, now we can talk about some of the books that I read that I don't own because they were either library books, I got them off Libby, or I don't have the physical copy anymore because I don't keep every book that I read. I bring them a lot. I bring a lot of them to little free libraries in the area, and so I don't own that many books. I'll be real. But I'll bring up the book covers on Goodreads, and then so I read. Can you see that? A Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I gave it 4 stars. It was good. It was kind of funny, but I'm also like, how do you even think of that? Like, the only thing I was thinking of while I was reading it, I was like, how do you even get this idea in your head? and like, I just don't understand how Benjamin Button's dad was like so okay with it. Like, he was like, oh, my son is an 80-year-old man, okay. Like, I would be calling the police. Like, I don't know what to say. And then I read Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. see that? I gave it 5 stars, as you can see. I thought it was so good. I mean, it's just like a book like that you can't give any less than 5 stars. And I'm really generous with my 5-star ratings. Like I know a lot of people online are like really cautious of their 5-star rates. Not me. Every book is either 5 stars or 4 stars for me. I'm really not picky. I hand out 5 stars like it's candy. But Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. It was just really, really, I don't know the right words to say. Like, I want to call it like beautiful, but it's like really not because it's really tragic. But it's like the ending was sweet. It was like the story was like sad, like it's tragic, but the ending was really sweet. So that's what I guess I'm saying. Um, I think this is considered a classic, so I'm sure a lot of people have read it. I'm sorry. It's coffee. Yeah. And then I also read The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Yeah, I read this book in like 30 minutes, I'll be real. I got it on Libby. It's so good. I mean, it's just like it really impacted me because you don't really hear a lot of like stories about like oh my god, I'm forgetting the word. Like I'm totally blanking on the word. I'm so sorry. It's an interesting perspective, I guess I'll say that. It's an interesting perspective that you don't often hear about. Um, because a lot of like, women in like, I don't even know when, like years and like way back when, were like put in asylums for like, no reason basically. I don't remember what they were diagnosed with. I know there's like a specific word, but I can't think of the actual like diagnosis that they would be given. But like they would be put in these asylums, and obviously it happened for a long time. And you hear a lot about how like you hear a lot of like the outsider's perspective of like talking about how these women didn't deserve that, but you don't often hear about the actual woman's perspective, like living in like isolation and like being told that they're crazy and being told that like, you know, you're sick when in reality, you're not. So it was a really interesting perspective. And the last book that I read is, okay, it doesn't have a cover on Goodreads because I'm the only one that's rated it. Is Who Will Speak for the Earth? Reflections on Securing Energy from a Life of the Whole Perspective by Terry P. Anderson. Yeah, you can see there I'm the only one that's reviewed it. 1 review and 1 rating. Yeah, I'm underground. What can I say? I'm underground. What can I say? I don't own the book anymore. I gave it to a free library. It was fine. I gave it 4 stars because since there was no reviews before I rated it, it was like 0 stars because literally no one had read it and like no one rated it. And so I gave it 4 stars so that way the book, like, I didn't want to like ruin the reputation of the book, but honestly I didn't really love it. Um, I'm sorry. I mean, it was fine. It was good. It was fine. It's just, it was a little too hippie for my taste. It basically talks about like, I mean, who will speak for the earth? I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Basically, like, why we need to work together to save the earth and like why humanity needs to come together as a whole and like realize the priorities. It was fine, but I think it was a little too hippie for my taste. If I smoked a lot more weed, or well, a lot, as if I smoked any, if I smoked a shit ton of weed and like lived in a van and visited national parks and religiously tie-dyed all my shirts, then I would love it. But since I don't do any of those things, it's fine. It's really just okay. Like I gave it a good rating because I didn't want to like give an honest rating and then have the entire book, like, and then if anybody else were to find the book, you know, look it up on Goodreads and be like, oh, it has a 2-star rating, and like I don't want to read it. Like that's why I gave it a 4-star rating, so that way other people would have the opportunity to read it, and like no one would be scared away from the bad rating. I don't know if people are like that, but that's my reasoning. And those are also all the books that I read. I think my favorite books that I read were The Great Gatsby and Bright Lights, Big City. I also really liked Fahrenheit 451. My least favorite books that I read, probably Who Will Speak for the Earth and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I hear a lot of people say that Benjamin Button is better than The Great Gatsby. I've heard that opinion once or twice. I just like, did you read The Great Gatsby with your eyes closed, maybe? Because that's the only way I can think that you would think that. Because The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, I don't know what to say. It was weird. And I like a good weird book, but you know, there are limits to this. Like you have to be realistic. You have to stop and say like, at what point is this just ridiculous? And I think this is a little ridiculous. Yeah, I guess that's all. Oh, I could show you the books that I'm reading in March. I don't want to drop my pencil. I'm so sorry. I didn't plan very well for this. I'll show you the books that I'm reading in March. Or at least the ones that I'm reading so far. Because I don't really pick out a TBR. I kind of just... I'm a mood reader, so I just pick whatever books I have on my shelf that I'm in the mood to read. But I have 3 that I've picked out that I want to read. So like I said earlier, I'm reading The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I'm not very far into it. I've already annotated it a little bit. I got this from Walmart, actually. I was really surprised that Walmart actually had some more like dystopian books. They had To Kill a Mockingbird, and then they had George Orwell's 1984 as like a comic book. That was pretty cool. I didn't get that, but I was excited to see that Walmart has like more dystopian books. I think it's definitely important to read them right now. So I'm glad to see that like Walmart is selling them. So they're very accessible for everybody. But yeah, I haven't seen the show. I know that there is a show that has like a couple seasons of this. I haven't seen. I've seen clips on Instagram. You know, those like stupid Instagram clips of movies and stuff where it's just like, you know what I'm talking about. I've seen a little bit of that, but yeah, I'm on page 17. So not very far in, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's definitely a goal of mine to read more dystopian books this year. Just because I think that this is the time for it, you know what I mean? I had to read George Orwell's 1984 for English class last semester, but honestly, I want to read it by myself because when you get assigned a book in English class, you're automatically like, I don't want to read it. But I would say, honestly, probably should have paid more attention. I paid attention, but like not that much. So I'm sorry. Do better. But I probably won't. And then I'm reading The Titan's Curse, which is the 3rd book in the Percy Jackson series. Yeah, I'm reading this very slowly. I don't have all the books. When I finish a book, I have to order the next one after I finish. I don't have all of them like readily available to me. But I was still pissed off because I went to Walmart yesterday, and when I was looking at the books, I saw a collection of the first 5, which I think there's like 7 books in this series, but I saw the first 5 as like a package or like a box set. I was so pissed off because I kind of wanted to buy it, but I already have the first 3 books, obviously. So I was like, why was this not here earlier? Because I literally went to Walmart like when I first like started rereading the series. I went to Walmart to see if they had the books, and they didn't have the box set then, but now they do. When I already have the first 3 books, I'm like, I have a bone to pick. And then the other book that I picked out so far, which I'm not sure if I'm going to read this because I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for it, but it's Literary Theory by Terry Eagleton. I'm intrigued, and also this is a secondhand book, and it is annotated. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I did not annotate that, so I am pretty excited to read. I'm kind of reading along with Carla Bates. She wrote her name here. Carla Bates. I got your book. If you want it back, don't hit me up, okay? It's mine now. But yeah, I'm excited to read this because along with reading more dystopian books, I also kind of want to read more of, or not like read, kind of look more into like the literary crisis currently happening. And I think this would be a good book to learn about that. I also really like the cover. I think the cover is really cool. I don't know if you can see that too well. But yeah, those are the books I'm going to read in March. I have a few more books that I want to get to this month, but I'm not too sure if I'm gonna if it's like concrete. I think it's more of just like, because like I said, I'm more of a mood reader, so I don't really plan my books out that I read. I kind of just like loosely go off it. I'm like, okay, I kind of want to get to this book this month, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you so much.